Greetings and salutations, game fans. Firecracker37 here. Welcome to episode 2 of my Bobs plus Angels Oh My Factorio playthrough. We left off last episode getting our first science factory up and running with some science packs in it. We researched our automation and we have logistics going now. As you've seen, when I started up here, I was making a few more furnaces. I think it's time that we get a little more copper smelting and maybe a little more iron smelting. If not, that's just a good place to keep them for now. We've got so much in there, let's go ahead and just split it up some. And, you know, we'll just throw that in there. Grab a little more coal. Alright. So the very first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get all of our ores starting to process a little bit, somewhat on their own. So what we're going to do is this sapphirite patch is just so small that how much iron do we have right now? We're gonna go ahead and dismantle our old mining system because we need to free up as much of this space as we can. So I know I just put those down, but we're gonna tap this pretty heavy, pretty hard right off the bat. More stuff you have down, the easier it is to scale. At least that's how I feel. So what we're gonna want is probably, ooh, what are we missing for mining drills? Wood? Well, we can get some wood. Alright, there we go. We should be able to make at least a couple. Yeah, 23. Good enough. We're going to make 6 of them for now. And all of our copper pretty much out as well. Let's just go ahead and break this guy down too. Alright, so we have some mining drills that are not quite finished yet. We're going to need, whoops, a few of those guys. And the next thing we're going to research is mechanical refining. And I'd really like to, we'll just get it done here in just a moment. We'll set up a little dirty red science factory to get a few researches knocked out while we set up a line to crank it out full speed. Alright, so here we've got a couple of mining drills coming in. And I have a few assembly machines queued up to be crafted as well so that we can get this science factory doing some work. And this will be good enough to start. I like to try and line them up to just utilize as much of the patch as I possibly can. So we'll go 1, 2. And if you look down there in the lower right hand corner, you can see it shows what it's going to mine. And if you get it over the rubitite, it could mine both, and that's going to stick them on the same belt. And we do not want that if we can avoid it. We'll put them 2 apart so that we're mining the most surface area possible to keep this running as long as we can. It's very possible we're going to have to change it to squish them all together just because of how small it is. We're not going to get very many on there. And we're going to put 2 of them over here on this stereotype vein. Just trying to decide the best way to place them to get the most efficient use out of it. Well, I think We'll go like that. Like that. We're going to have to break this. And we can put it there. And then we'll just put one right there to power some future ones. I'm really not too worried about the copper at the moment, so mainly the iron I want to get running. So we're going to take an ore sorting facility here. And actually, let's run this belt just a little bit. I don't like where I put those, so we'll move them. I should just set up the toolbar the way that I want it. Alright, so there's an ore sorting facility set to do sapphirite. Got a little bit of coal in it to start. We're going to need some inserters. It's got like 20 of those guys going. So we're going to need a bunch of them here. Now I can't quite get all 4 of these guys with one. And I also can't quite connect them all. So there we go. Now we're just waiting for some inserters. The other thing we're going to want is a factory here that is set to do stone bits. We're going to put power there. And I don't know. Let's work this out in proper order. So I believe we want 2. That's going to leave this middle open, so alright, I think that'll be good. And we need to actually connect it, so there we go. This guy will start working. These guys here are going to pull the stone out of him to make stone bricks. We're going to need a couple of boxes. We'll just make wooden boxes for now. We're going to put 2 guys doing stone there. And some of the stone is more than likely going to come out of the ore sorting facility and end up on a belt. So what we want to do is have these guys here ready to catch any of it that needs caught. The assembly machines make the stone pretty quick, so we shouldn't run into any issues where it's causing any real trouble. So there we go. And now we just need a couple guys pulling out of here. And actually, I'm going to break these. We're going to rig it together to go down to 1 belt. Just past the stone. And we'll go 1 more in case I ever want to put it on a belt. So there we go. Let's see, can we make a few more belts? Yes, we can. Next up, we're going to want to get furnaces going. I think we'll leave 2 spaces, or we'll leave 1 space there. We're going to go 2, 4, 6, 8. These guys will need inserters putting into them. And these are still manually being fed coal. So we don't have any coal up here. And 20 inserters wasn't enough. So let's make more. We're going to need some belt behind it. Oops, but not right behind it. To collect the output. And this is just a small temporary line. We're going to combine them together just like so. And then we'll have an iron belt coming out, excuse me. Got some inserters coming in here. Let's get these guys down. I love having the long reach mod and actually just being able to stand in one place and do the things that need done. There we go, 10 minutes in and we have iron being output onto a belt. Now, granted, we do need to be able to give them more coal, so let's just put all the coal we have in there. We'll grab some more off of our coal vein. There we go, should be good enough. Now that we have iron being produced, let's get science being done properly here. Well, not even properly, just being done, period. Where did that science factory go? Oh, first spot in my inventory. So we're going to have one inserter feeding in, one inserter feeding out. Another inserter feeding out there. We'll need 2 boxes. And we've only got enough trees for 1, so let's grab a few more trees. There we go. Box. Again, first spot in my inventory. So we've got a box there and a box there. Oh, and we'll also need 1 inserter putting into there. Oh, and man, I'm doing it all wrong still. Into that one. Who is going to output it into another box. Need more inserters. 5 more should be fine. 1 more box. So these 2 tiles, that'll be a box, that'll be an inserter. This will be a science lab. Tell these guys what they're doing. You're going to make red science packs. You're going to make iron gear wheels. In this box here, we do not have enough iron, but we can get some. Yeah, so we'll put... I believe that should give us plenty, and we're going to put all the iron in there. And we'll just let these guys work. We'll let some iron build up. And we have mechanical refining going. Mechanical refining is a pretty good research. It's going to allow us to make some electric ore crushers, so we can get the ore crushed up without having to worry about keeping coal in them. And I believe they're also faster. The ore sorting facility we'll get into a little later. It's a slightly more advanced machine. And we'll be able to make slag, but I don't think we'll need slag, so that's what we're working towards right now. Just need more iron so that we can get the copper getting produced as well. Are all these machines keeping up? It looks like there's no problem. So before we start on the copper. We have one more ore sorting machine. We still have a couple of assembling machines. We're going to need more inserters. 12 is probably not enough. It might be, but we'll make 12. We'll just stand here and sponge our iron as much as we can. We'll make 5 more, and then we'll start making a bunch of belt. I could just take iron off the belt, but then it's gonna keep outputting onto the belt, and I don't really want that. So what's holding this guy up? Is he just not emptying fast enough? He's not. So this ought to get more of our furnaces working. The cost of 2 more inserters, not a big deal. Alright, so we need to get the iron off of the patch. And I guess we're just going to do it this way. Stupid tree in the way. And right about here, we're going to curve it up. And actually, we'll stop it right there. I'm sure we're going to have to go forward just a little more, but... Oh, one of my minor... I should have figured that out. I knew it looked funny when I zoomed out last time, so... How many of these guys do we have? We have a bunch of them now. We don't really need that much coal, but... So you can feed, you can feed, you can feed. You'll go this way. And then back up. Daisy chain of coal power. There we go. Now I've got tons. Alright, and we'll raise this up just a little further. Toss down an ore sorting plant, or ore crusher. You're going to do stereotype. Thank you. And this guy is going to do stone bits. We'll have our output belts run this way and this way. We're going to need 2 boxes. There we go. And then we just need a whole bunch of inserters. So we'll run 1 inserter, 1 inserter, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's probably overkill on the inserters, but it's really a hassle when stone pieces end up on your line. They'll completely block off furnaces. I think there we've got all of our guys covered by power. We ran out of power poles. Make a few more here. And there we go. And I think we're going to smelt it up above, and we'll bring the iron around. And we'll do our little makeshift factory up here where there's not a lot of trees in the way. You can go there. Actually, we'll clear the coal out. I don't need the coal there anymore. And belt, you're my number 1 now. Oh, we need more iron. Should have a good bit of it over here now, though. Oh yeah, look at that. 250. Alright, so now we've got our advanced machine processing up, which means we can really just get rid of those 1 guys there once we're ready to the burner ore crushers. So do we want... We want electronics first. I think. No, we want steel processing next. Give me steel. My tool's almost broke. I'd really like to replace it. Alright, now I messed up on where I was. I was making more belt. So here we go. And we'll come up just a little ways. We'll grab some furnaces here. Leave a blank space. Kind of particular about how I place my inserters. I just like them in certain spots so it looks good. There we go. And we'll get an output belt going here. And we'll do just like we did on the iron. Whoops, too close. We'll just bring them up this way a little ways and merge them right in the middle. And let's work on getting the iron over this way after we thieve a bunch of it out of these guys and start turning it into transport belt. Like so. Go up this way. Yep. Waiting for belt, waiting for belt. This will not be a problem much longer. We will have the line make us belt. Oh, I never put outputting guys on the copper. Trying to figure out why I didn't have any built up on the belt yet. So there we go. That's way more furnaces than we're going to need for those. I'm not even sure if it can support that many. Like the single burner thingamabobber. Alright, so now we have one belt with iron, one with copper. We are ready to automate. Our oil patches are right here, but this will be tore down more than likely before we get into oil. And just to ensure it isn't a problem, even though it's silly, we just brought the copper all the way over here. A little belt storage isn't necessarily a bad thing. So we'll build our science factory sideways here. We're going to need some more assembly machines, of which we have enough to build one, and it's logs. Golden logs, always logs. That's one of the funny differences between vanilla Factorio and modded Factorio, is in vanilla Factorio logs are useless. I'm throwing them away. Even by this point, like, they're my telephone poles and my tools. And we're doing steel processing now, so they won't even be tools for much longer. In fact, we're going to call that good. Should be able to make... No, I can still only make one. What? Okay, now it's iron. That doesn't surprise me any, actually. So we'll just grab our iron there. And we can make 5. 5's good. We'll start this down here, actually. What's the best way to do this? Maybe I don't like the belt being curved like that. I'd really prefer the iron be on top, I think. Yeah, we're going to make it work. So, we need one guy who's going to make steel or iron cogwheels, iron gear wheels. We'll put it right there. Oh, I know exactly how we'll do this now. Okay, so you're going to make intermediary parts, iron gear wheels. You're going to output onto this belt that just so happens to be like that. So he'll always put onto the far side of the belts. We're going to be prepared with one of these, and then we're going to go 1, 1, 2. So that gives us 5 making red science. And we just don't quite have enough electric poles. I'll go ahead and tell these guys what they're doing. You're going to make red science. Copy and paste it over. I'm pretty sure that we can support 5. This right here will be the output. We are out of transport belts. Grab some more iron here. Now, why did my iron stop? I bet they ran out of coal. Oh, this guy ran out of coal. Well, let's just spread a little coal through the furnaces to make sure that doesn't happen again. And it looks like this red science machine stopped. Let's just go ahead and tear it apart. Told you it was temporary. It got us our first couple sciences. So here we have belts. And I believe we will probably end up with green science on this for a while. So let's bring the belt this way. We need more science factories. 4 is half of what I would like to have. We just need this iron, I'm pretty sure. Nope, it's copper this time. We can probably get some copper. Oop, there we go. And hey, 5, exactly. So now we just wait for these science factories to finish building. I suppose while we do that, let's nope, we don't have any transport belt. So we're waiting for transport belt. Never mind. I can't believe how paltry this iron throughput is. He's working at green status, as you can see there, so keeping up. He flashes to yellow a little bit. He's going about as fast as he can. What if we can we make a powered one? No, we can't because we don't have stone bricks, but we can make stone bricks. Stone bricks is all we're missing. Not that we have much iron, but there we go. That's plenty. And let's just Plop that down. We need more coal. There we go. Way more coal than we need. Give me back my wood. Take these stone pieces here. And we'll do 100 in each. I said 100 in each. Oh, and these science factories, they take their time, don't they? Alright, come on. Come on, science factories. Go 1, 2. Get this guy connected up to the rest of the grid. I think we'll probably 2 poles. There we go. We need some transport belt queued up. We need some iron in our pocket. And probably some copper. We need a few more inserters. Now, we're going to bring the iron in from this side. It's going to take 2, or I think it's 1 in to 2 out. Let's look at it here. No, 2 in to 1 out. Oh, thankfully this should be some of the last stuff we ever have to craft by hand. But we have hit the wrapping up point, but I'd really like to get Red Science producing before we end the episode, so... So this is how we'll have it working. Canceling these things, and we're just going to make some track. So I'll go ahead and I'll place these other science factories. And give them power. So we want our copper to come up this way and go on to just one side of that belt. We want the iron to go this way and get put into these machines here. Let's take a look at our power consumption. Almost at our first megawatt. Cool. So here we go. We've got gears going onto the other side of the belt, getting put into these first 2 science factories since they're the only ones with inserters on them. And there we go, our first red science from this side. And as we see, they'll come down here, they'll go into the science factory, we'll learn new things, and progress through the game. Between this episode and next, I'm going to go ahead and finish off this red science factory, just get the rest of the inserters in there, and I might also increase our iron smelting just a tiny bit. Nothing too exciting, but I've been Firecracker37. I'd like to thank you very much for watching my video. Please click that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you next time.